Hello, welcome to the Q, where we'll pay tribute to our bomber crews needlessly shot down by vile anti-aircraft guns over Hong Kong. Thanks for your service. Now it is China, KMT and USA turn 14, Operation A View to the Kill. I did save $1 last turn, so that my total cash was $6, not $5. As was pointed out by a viewer. So for $6, we're going to buy 2 infantry. We have 1 attack, and it's just a basic attack. We're going to attack this militia in Hong Kong, and the downside is we don't get to reap the benefits of it. FEC will, because we can't stay there. So we'll attack it and bounce back. So everything on the card here will attack it. We'll start with the 5 artillery. Maybe we'll get a first strike. It is in the mountains, so it is. Let me move that over so it stays. I'm just crushing the U.S. ships there under the weight of the tray, the dice tray. All right, so we've got, how many did I say? 5. 5 artillery at 2 because it's mountainous. And we got a 1. There's 1. So that battle is over. And then we have to go back, unfortunately. So everything that came in is now bounced back into Kwangtung. Japan will go down 2 to 45. And FEC goes up to 11. Is that correct? What are they normally at? 14. So are they minus 3? Yes, they are. No, minus 1. That should be it. So, gosh, FEC should be up to 13. Wonder where I'm missing 2. Oh, Malaya. Nope, they're right. That's right at 11. All right. So let's do some other shuffling before we place our 2 infantry. We have from Yunnan 1 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft gun going into Kwangtung, so I'll put them on the card. The artillery in Yunnan will go into, it's buried there, Quichao. From Quichao, I've got 1, let's see how we paired up. So 1 infantry comes out of Quichao into Kwangtung, and then I've got 2 cavalry in Quichao. That will go 1, 2 into Singhai up here. And let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Let's place our 2 guys. I guess I should have went ahead and grabbed those. Our 2 infantry will also go. Well, 1 goes up into Singhai, and then 1 goes into Kwangtung. All right, so a recap for KMT will be 5 infantry, 5 artillery, 4 cavalry, 2 anti-aircraft, and I think that's 5 tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 tanks, soon to be a 6th one from Lend-Lease from the U.S. Quichao, 3 artillery, 3 infantry, 1 AA, 2 militia. Yunnan, 4 militia. Xikang, 1 militia. Singhai, 1 mountain, 2 militia, 1 infantry, 2 cavalry. And that will be it for the KMT turn. They spent all 6 of their dollars. They'll get 2 for the bonus. I had the camera way high there. 2 for the Burma Road, and they are 3 on the income chart. So 5 for next turn. So that will be correct. Let's look at the U.S. buy for $75. We're going to build 2 subs in Portugal, an infantry. In Britain, we're going to build a air transport. We're going to upgrade a naval base in the Marshall Islands. Upgrade it to a major from a minor. We're going to finish our shipyard in Midway. We're Lend-Leasing KMT armor, medium armor, and the FEC of fighter. We're going to build a sub base in San Francisco, and 5 subs and a destroyer, and it'll also all go in the San Francisco area. So that is our $75. Oh, tech. We got to roll for tech. All right, let me get the dice out of the tray. All right, so artillery, factories, and radar all at 7. So I got a blue, got to get a green. What's that other color? Orange. I don't know why these aren't out here from last turn. Well, let me set this down so where we can see the dice tray while I dig for an orange. I guess orange are pretty rare here. There we go. All right, so these are all at 7. Let's see what we get. 8 and an 11, so that's good. The other one is a 1. So green and orange. So artillery and radar. Radar goes to 2. Artillery goes to 3. Getting excited about that one. All right, so the next ones are 8s, and we added heavy armor just on the outside chance we're successful. 4 in a row. Jets, large ship construction. And they are all at 8, same color dice. I'm having trouble with my camera stand here. All right. And we got a 10, 2 10s. Nice. 2 10s and a 3. So that is orange and green. So heavy tanks and large ship construction. All right. So large ship finishes and heavy tanks, heavy armor starts. I should, right now, Kido Butai is off the Japanese. They lost it on the last turn. They took 2 damage on the carriers, each fleet carrier, and then 2 damage on this heavy battleship. So that gives them the equivalent of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is exactly what the U.S. has. 4 battleships and 2 fleet carriers. So Kido Butai is off the table. I would build some ships, but I can't get them on fast enough because he has 2 to put on there. And he only needs to put 1 on there to get it. So I think I'm going to stay with my buy just because we needed to get these ships into position on the next turn. Oh yeah, last tech. Sorry about that. Is rockets. It doesn't matter what the color of the dice is. Oh, okay. Well, can't complain about 4 out of 7. All right, so let's move on to a couple minor attacks. I guess I'll need the dice tray, won't I? We've got these 2 subs in P-36, fleet subs. They will come into P-34 and do some convoy raiding where they are safe from Japanese aircraft. We're not going to go into that sea zone because we'll be slaughtered. The other attack is an attack on the port. We're going to go in and attack this Italian transport. We have a medium bomber from Cameroon. 1, 2, 3, 4, with a movement of 2 left. And for cannon fodder, we've got this seaplane here in French Morocco. 1, 2, 3, 4, and have a movement of 2 left. And I'm not sure how long-range aircraft affects the seaplane. It may actually have an extra movement, but 2 is all I need because they're both going to go to the same location. All right, so that's it. That's the 2 attacks. So we'll be going up against the dreaded anti-aircraft again. So let's roll our convoy first. Get that out a little bit. All right, so the red dice will be Japan, and of course the green will be the U.S. Those are 1s. I got just the regular dice. All right, so we have +2 on our subs. 3 to 3 is nothing. And so we got 2 damage. So we're going to put a 2 out here in that sea zone. And at this point of the war, that's not enough. So Japan loses $2. All right, so our attack here on this port, we're going to have a 7 and a 3. No defense for the transport. It wouldn't defend anyway, except that there's anti-aircraft, so they'll get 2 dice at 3. So first, let's see if we get a hit. And we'll roll the seaplane first at a 3. Nope. And the medium bomber at a 7. Oh, gosh. All right, 2 anti-aircraft. I'll be dang. All right, we lose the seaplane. And we don't get the transport. How about that? That is exciting. All right, so seaplane gone. Thanks for your service. That's it for our attacks. So let's do some movement. We'll start over here since we're on this side of the board. I'm trying to figure out where to put this seaplane. I'll just leave it here for now. All right, so the medium bomber will come out 1-2 and land in Tunis. I guess it's Tunisia. Tunis is the capital. All right, we got 3 French fighters to scramble for us. Thank you, guys. We have a infantry from French Morocco, which will rail across. Oh, I did have another attack marked. This Marine, Southern Algeria. Always mark your attacks. I mean, there's no point value, but it's important in the long run. All right, so let me get that marker up there. All right, so what other moves do we have on this side of the board? We've got, in the U.S., we're going to rail this infantry and this mountain up to Nova Scotia, I guess. And we're going to load this paratrooper and this Marine on this attack transport. We're going to use our strategic naval movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to get out of range of any German ships. We'll go in port here in Northern Ireland. We'll drop off our Marine and paratrooper in North England. We're going to bring our medium armor over to Northern England. Our fighter will stay the same. Our infantry will stay the same. One of the transports in A21, I guess they're actually in port here in Southern England, will come up to Northern England. And the other transport will come out and go 1, 2, 3, and go in port here in Nova Scotia with that British transport. And that should be it. Get my train markers off. For grins, we're going to send these 2 destroyers in A35 to 3, and they'll go in port as well. I don't think anything's going to hit it. You never know. This medium bomber will come out of, what is that, Portugal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the Midlands with that fighter. And this sub in A35 will come down 1 to A44. This transport will do this, the shuck, come out of port, grab the infantry, artillery, go back in port, drop them off here in French Morocco. I'm going to leave that train marker because we're going to rail some more guys next turn. I think that's it for, oh no, we got one more move down here. I forgot about that. All right, so the transport in A54 will grab the infantry and the artillery, 1, 2, and go in port in Madagascar after dropping off the infantry and artillery in Madagascar. So we're in port with that French transport, which is just not quite cooperating. Oh well. They'll have to write it later. All right, so this part of the world, KMT's done. We just got some shuffling over here. All right, so let's look at what we're doing here first. So we're going to take the fighter and the tactical off the carrier in P56, and they will land in the Marshall Islands. The carrier will go from P56, 1, 2, 3 in port in Hawaii. And this transport So we don't have a major, can only go 2. So he's going to go 1, 2 and go in port in Hawaii. So kind of got caught out there in the Marshall Islands. We're going to take the heavy cruiser from that C-Zone P-47, 1, 2, 3, and we'll put him on this card out in the ocean of P-22. The destroyer in P-56 will come over 1 to P-47. All right, because we got that air base for a scramble, we're going to bring this fighter from Midway. Come on, the magnet's stuck to the bottom of that flight stand there. All right, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the movement he has with long range. And messing up battalion ships at the bottom. All right, so what else do we have? Oh yeah, we've got this transport grabbing a airborne and an infantry, and it will come because there's a major port, 1, 2, 3, and they will drop off in the Marshall Islands. The strategic bomber will fly from Midway to the Marshall Islands. That we're finishing that shipyard. All right, that's there, that's there. The transport that's in port in Midway will come out and go to Hawaii, grab the 2 Marines, and go back in port in Midway. And we'll be building ships there next turn. I've got this carrier that is in C-Zone P-22. We'll go in port at Midway. And we're going to bring 1 battleship from P-22, 1, 2, 3, into the Marshall Islands, which will be okay because we're building a naval base, so he'll be able to get where we need to. All right, that leaves these ships floating here in P-22. So from P-25 will be another heavy cruiser coming over, another light cruiser coming over as we try and put them in order, a battleship coming over, another destroyer, and then we have 2 subs coming over. All right, so that's all from P-25, 1, 2, 3, and the only thing in port is the carrier and the transport. All right, so take that off the board. I think we are ready to place our units. Yeah. All right, so we'll place our shipyard and our upgrade. So our upgrade here goes in the Marshall Islands. That gives us the range we need, and we will put the shipyard here in Midway so we can start building some ships a little closer to the action. All right, the other thing is the sub base. We'll go here into San Francisco, as will 5 subs and a destroyer. All right, so that will be golden there. The rest of the, oh, well, I might as well do the Lend-Lease while we're here. So the armor has to come out of San Francisco and comes straight across the ocean and goes here into this port in Kwangtung. So that will give them, I think, 6 armor, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 armor. All right. The fighter will come out of Texas all the way over there, around the southern tip of Africa, and up into Maharashtra with the others. So there is a decent force there. All right, the last placements will be on the other side of the world. And our slow build up here of ships. We've got 2 shipyards now in Portugal, so we can build 2 subs. We'll build an infantry at the factory. And then at this factory in northern England, we'll build that air transport. And I think we are done. Let's look at, well, there is no need to look at the cash. It hasn't changed. We didn't gain anything. We didn't lose anything. So 63 and 12, 75 for next turn. KMT will have 5. And let's do a recap if you're interested for hanging around for that. All right, militias in 2, Alaska, Pacific Northwest, San Francisco. Western United States is a mountain infantry. Sea base we just placed, not a sea base, sub base we just placed in San Francisco. We've got a destroyer, 5 transports in P-25. Hawaii is a militia and an aircraft gun. And, you know what? I need to make a switch on my move. I grabbed 2 Marines. What I should have grabbed was 1 Marine and 1 anti-aircraft gun. That way I can shoot at planes. All right. Sorry. So in Hawaii is a Marine militia. In port is a carrier and a transport. Oh, you know what? I guess it doesn't matter. Because that transport can bring that guy over. All right, so Midway now has a shipyard, a major port, a tactical, 2 infantry, 1 militia, 1 Marine, 1 anti-aircraft, 1 medium armor. In port is a carrier, transport. In Sea Zone P-22, is that right? P-22. All right. We've got 3 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 3 destroyers, 2 subs. P-17 is 2 coastal subs. Actually, they'll stay. You know what? Let's just walk them down south. They're in P-18, 2 coastal subs. P-34 is 2 fleet subs, Wake militia. The Marshall Islands is 2 fighters with an air base to scramble, a tactical, a heavy strategic bomber, 2 infantry, 1 Marine, 1 paratrooper. In the Sea Zone P-47 is 2 destroyers, 1 transport, 1 battleship, and we're going to Madagascar, of all places. Infantry, artillery, and a transport in port. And southern Algeria has a Marine. Tunisia has a light armor, medium bomber, and an infantry. French, Morocco, 2 infantry, artillery, transport in port in Gibraltar. Sea Zone A-44 is 1 fleet sub, 2 coastal subs, 1 light carrier, 1 fighter, 3 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, 2 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser. A-35 is 2 subs. Portugal is infantry and a Marine. Going up to England, we've got 2 infantry in London, 2 infantry, a medium bomber, and a fighter in southern England. Northern England is an armor, airborne, Marine, air transport. In port in Northern Ireland is 2 transports, 2 destroyers. Nova Scotia, infantry, mountain, 1 transport in port. And then the capital is defended by 1 militia. And that is it. Next up will be Germany, turn 15. And the press is on there, I believe, on the Eastern Front.